Hey everybody, welcome. Just popping in here. There's nobody in yet, but you won't be because I just decided to throw this live stream up just for the heck of it. It was really fun putting on that premiere video earlier of the MJ bit, and I appreciate everybody who dived in. Yeah, what's up, train and bus fan 3712? You are the first person in here. Congratulations. I like just kind of popping on here and trying stuff out. This is sans my usual HSRPM setup, just kind of streaming with what's available in the camera setting here. So I thought I'd throw this in here for just a moment. Caleb, what's happening? Good to see you hopping in right on. Excellent work tonight. That's all I'm going to say. We are not letting anybody in on what's happening. It's a big secret. Technically, you were third, Michael, but I appreciate the effort. That's good stuff. Behind me is the rehearsal space, where we were hard at work earlier about what I can't say. I'm only going to be on for a couple of minutes, so if you guys have any questions or whatever, you can super chat away and ask me if you feel like it. In the meantime, though, just kind of posting this up here because I've got some gigs coming up tomorrow night at the Whiskey on Sunset for Ultimate Jam Night. It's the Monsters of Rock show. I'm not saying anything else because the song will be a bit of a surprise. We're going on kind of late. We're after 11 o'clock at night. So I usually do when I sing at the jam. I'm usually in the second hour because I got previous commitments earlier in the evening. So it's always tough to get in there. And then, so usually it helps to be after 11. Then most of the month I'm in town or in Vegas, and then we will be doing the new I've got a couple of episodes of the new Double Neck Download podcast I'm doing with Richard Hunter. It's going to be launching very soon. We'll have a bunch of info on that. It's a rock oriented podcast where we actually, after the first episode, we just fight our urge to talk about Kiss all the time, which is totally fun. But in the interim, we have an interview with Phil Varone, who's currently on tour with Red Dragon Cartel and is opening for them. He's playing with them, and he's the drummer who was with Skid Row and Saigon Kick and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Ellie, look at that. Hello. I'm glad your insomnia came in handy. Then April, Halifax Comedy Festival, which I have no excuse for not owning since my name is in the title, kind of. That's in Nova Scotia in April. Bunch of shows on there, including their LGBT showcase, which I'm excited to do and yet somewhat conflicted as I'm not a technical member. I'm what we would call in the showbiz world gay adjacent, because I played a character, but I am not myself. Gay, but I appreciate it. What's happening? That's right, Hal Sparks effects. And it's in Nova Scotia, which means New Scotland, and since I'm a bit Scottish myself, somewhere in the order of 53%, it's like a double whammy. It's kind of exciting. I've spent a decent amount of time in Canada. Obviously, shooting Queer as Folk. I lived in Toronto for 6 years. My girlfriend and I, whenever we're in Seattle for any length of time, especially doing shows, I will often try to. There's a train that goes from Seattle up to Vancouver. It's a couple of hours ride, but super fun and pretty easy going. If it's not Scottish, it's crap. Thanks, Gas Mask. I appreciate you enjoying my channel. Saturdays, of course, is the radio show HSRPM. Those are much longer videos, and I'm going to be jumping on and doing shorter streams like this one, so I'm not just completely eating the scenery once a week, and try to grow the channel through more organic means. And this will also give us an outlet for all those that have kind of showbiz related questions like Lab Rats and Queer as Folk and Dude, Where's My Car? And I Love the 80s or what have you. There may even be an upcoming I Love the Ish, either live stream or series of videos where I bring in some of my like toys, magazines, comic books, stuff like that I collected and had, and I still have. I literally just came across a volume 2 of a Star Trek comic book that I had that has like the second season, all the episodes from the second season as comic books. I discovered that in a box, and I had forgotten all about it. I'm just completely stunned. It was on top of a stack of like something in the order of like 40 Tiger Beat and Teen Beat and like any like whatever Beat magazines, I guess. All of them having to do with with Kiss. So I had apparently saved and started stacking that part of it. So, anyways, there you go. Dive in. What's happening? Chat room. And Jesus Guerrero, good to see you. Any more episodes of Lab Rats? Not that I know of. I mean, one of the things I'm fighting for is for us to be able to do a feature with the guys, even if it's just a TV movie for Disney. I think it'd be kind of cool to get the gang back together for something. There's always a chance that Davenport could invent a new batch of kids, which I would be all in for. That would be a lot of fun. But as it stands, basically most of the kids just aged out of doing a Disney show. That's the problem with the network in general. I think that's what they run into. Sorry, I couldn't make it Saturday to watch you live. Hello. That's all right. Where is the Academy located? The Academy. Oh, on the private island. It's on a private island. I can't give you. It's an undisclosed location. I'm not going to tell you. Don't ask again. Just don't even go there. So yeah. There you go, Gas Mask. I think it's. I'm glad you think it's a very interesting channel. Let's see. I don't know if this thing doesn't even let me allow me to like. I can't screen share or any of that stuff. Let's see. Live chat. I'll make sure they all become available. There we go. Yeah. You're just really awesome. I like your truthfulness. Thanks. I try. I mean, I think it's an integral part of being a healthy human being. Although I think, it's funny. My son is 7, and as you raise him, as he's going, through his 2s and 3s and 4s, little kids are terrible liars. It's super funny. And I think they learn to lie like they do everything else. Like their first baby steps are all awkward. Then eventually they're able to walk like a normal person. And then when you're a kid, you're like really ratty at lying. You're just terrible at it. And then you're going to need some form of lying skill as you're older, right? I mean, even if it's not directly lying, in intentional false truth, you're going to run into some situations where you have some useful fibbing or white lies go along to get along, even if it's just, how you doing? I'm fine. Not because you're fine, but because it's none of their business, or you'd rather just move on with your day. That's technically a lie. And it takes a lot of skill to actually be able to execute that lie effectively. So I think when it comes to, to kids, like they stink at it, and eventually they build a skill where they can go, no, that dress looks great. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Even though it's a little work, but it's not worth the work of having the conversation, that kind of stuff. Adult lying takes some, it's like painting a masterpiece. It's got, subtle shifts in light and dark and a lot of detail. Whereas like kid lying, it's just like a rabbit stole the whole thing. I didn't need a cake. There was a giant bug that ate it. I hate insomnia. Yeah, well, one of the best things for insomnia I've found is a countdown from 10 to 1, starting at the tips of your toes, relaxing in sectors. So feet, calves, thighs, waist, belly, chest, hands, arms, shoulders, neck, head, top of head, that kind of thing. And if you count down each one of those, like 1, my feet are relaxing and opening up. And what you do is you kind of envision your cells in your head with your eyes closed, imagining your cells getting further and further apart. And that's where the relaxation comes from. So there you go. Is Douglas going to blow up your home? Probably. Again. Yeah. Thumb number 4. I don't know what that means. So I try to make myself into Jello. That'll work. Yeah, I understand that. It's certainly the loosening of it Might make you a little jiggly. I don't know. But I have always, you know, I love the movie Ghost in the Shell, the cartoon, the original. And the parts where you see that her physical robot parts kind of separating out individually, you know, the layers of it kind of expanding away, or just imagining yourself atomizing every cell, every atom, just kind of distancing itself from your core, and that helps. It doesn't help being in pain almost always. No, I would imagine not. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Pig zombies. Pig zombies are something else. I mean, we need to make a pig zombie movie, I think. We actually should create that pig zombie movie. We talked about it a little bit, like we wanted to shoot like fake scenes for it. Yeah. I'm just jumping in here for a short while, probably like it's 11 minutes. So at like 15, we'll sign out or whatever. So quick, get your questions in if you have any. Like, again, I need to make some of these just shorter hop on things. Otherwise, you know, you'll run into if I start talking, I keep talking. I wouldn't say it's a character flaw because I happen to, you know, make a living that way, but Adam isn't really dumb. It's just for the funny parts of the episodes, right? Well, Spencer, who plays Adam, isn't really dumb. The character Adam is absolutely dumb all the time. But Spencer is the actor who plays Adam, and he's a smart guy. He's very talented. He's got great comic timing, and he's a good soul. And the same thing is true of William and of Kelly. You know, the relaxation exercise sounds similar to the listing exercise I learned years ago. Breathe slowly, focusing your attention on the top of your head, down to your toes, and back up again. Yeah, I always started at my feet and went all the way up to my head that way. And by the time I got to my head, I'm out like a light. As a matter of fact, quite frankly, I made myself yawn just thinking about it. Like when I described it, I accidentally did like a mini version of it. I'm like, I'm getting sleepy. I mean, it is late, but there you go. 4, 7, 8 breathing. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. That is really good. If you don't know what that is, what Act is saying is you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for the 7 counts, then exhale for 8 counts. You're from Ohio too. I actually miss being there for some reason. I was born in Cincinnati. But I grew up in Kentucky. I was only born in Cincinnati because my grandmother lived there and my mom was visiting her when she went into labor. That said, I spent a good deal of time in Cincinnati because my dad has great friends there, and my dad lives over the river, away, on the Kentucky side. But I have family in Cleveland and had some family that was in Columbus for a long time. So I've spent a ton of time in the Ohio area. So yeah, what's happening, Zachary? How are you? Insomnia. I look slowly to the left and right equals mesmer. Yeah, that could work too. Yes, Spencer Baldwin is his name. That's correct. Why are you guys? And this is like, okay, so I'm guessing some of the Lab Rats fans who are on right now are kids. It's midnight. It's after midnight. Why aren't you in bed? I mean, maybe you're in another country, but hi Zach. Yeah, really sad to hear about Luke Perry. I met him in passing a couple of times. Always seemed like a really great guy. Just, working, good soul. I just heard that story that somebody posted on Twitter about him being in first class, and it was like a nightmare flight. His kids were screaming and crying and fighting and yada yada. It was driving everybody crazy. And he opened the curtain, came back from first class with a balloon and tied it into the shape of a sword and gave it to the kid like he was a knight and calmed him down. And everybody like applauded, and everybody's like, wait a minute. I think that knight with the balloon sword is actually Luke Perry. It was really sweet. I'm 15 and I'm Riley. Yeah, you should be in bed, Riley. JT from Big Brother. Not a kid, just doing the YouTubes in silence. Understood. Born and raised in Chicago, but I have a lot of relatives on my father's side who live in Chicago. I went to high school in Chicago, went to New Trier. And Chicago is still my favorite city in North America, hands down. Love it. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna scroll back through there. Count electric sheep at night like normal humans do. Right? Normal humans who were created as fictional characters, in the original version of Blade Runner. Right? 41, I should be in bed. This is true. I think I'm 49, I should be in bed. But yeah, I did just want to hop on here for this one quickly. Don't you kids have school tomorrow? Yeah, I think they do. That's why I'm going to sign off right now before I get in trouble and like people barge in and find me being a bad influence. Not going to happen. So, but I will say, like and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more of these, and of course, you'll only be able to see them if you're, unless you're ghosting the internet in the middle of the night. Or in the afternoon whenever I put them on. So don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. You don't have to do the notification thing because that's insane. Hal Sparks, where's your white hair? I have a little bit right here and a little bit under here, but not much. Some back here. Microsoft official HQ is 3 hours away from me. Well, that's far enough. 49, you look 40. Well, thanks. Thanks very much. I try. Let's see. Yeah. As long as you're doing homework, I'm fine with the kids. Yeah, if you're up late doing homework. So at some point, too, we'll factor in some music since I've got all this gear here and we can actually, play along and we'll do some singing and we'll some fooling around on these shorter ones. But I'm going to sign off now-ish. And I appreciate you guys for hopping on here with me. And yeah, have a great St. Patty's Day. Absolutely, to you too. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Since you know these exist, next time you see me pop on here, just think of some questions you want for next time or whatever, and I'm glad to answer them. And then you can always go to like halsparks.com, and there's a place you can contact me there. Yeah. And I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/halsparks. But either way, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hopping on here real quick. And next time, have some questions ready because it could happen at any moment. I will also plan some of these too. So they'll be short, but you'll be easily aware of them. So thank you guys so much. Later, Act. Thanks for doing that. Relax. Go 10 to 1, 1 to 10 or whatever. Recently found my first gray hair. Unfortunately, it wasn't on my head. Hello. Homework. Night, everybody. Get some rest. Okay. Bye.